Drop the Balls Podcast
with Mark Davis, Chris Meinhardt, Luke Rule, Jake Winnikine, Alan Tomasella, and Nick the Doc Skirkle. Good evening. I'm Mark Davis. I'm attempting to do another show tonight. I'm joined alongside Chris Meinhardt. Chris, I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'm on mobile hotspot. It says my bar's at one bar. On YouTube, I'm a little blurry, it looks like. Just bear with me if you're watching. Chris, how are you doing tonight, man? LSU, big game this weekend against Texas A&M. New Orleans Saints at Los Angeles Chargers. How you feeling, man, going into this wild weekend?
Yeah, I mean, with the Saints, we're getting a lot of players back. So, I mean, offensive line's coming in. Taysom Hill's supposed to play. Olave's coming back from concussion. So, I mean, the cavalry's coming for them. And then LSU, I mean, huge game. Huge game this weekend. Race to number one for the SEC.
Yes, you guys are in a race for number one. Texas is kind of there too. Still there after we got dominated by the Georgia Bulldogs. Chris, this Saturday I'm heading back to Florida, and right when I get into town, I was just telling Luke, like, it's kind of like a repeat because I said the same thing I'm about to say to you. I never thought before the season that Texas and Vanderbilt would be a ranked matchup. And when I pull into Florida and I get under the Tony's house, it's going to be number 5 Texas versus number 25 Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's already poking at us with the net, because we're apparently salty fans. So we're going to see how that goes. And then Sunday, Chris, I'm going to be in Tampa Bay at Raymond James Stadium for the Atlanta Falcons Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. So I have a big weekend, my friend.
It will be a good weekend. I mean, SEC's crazy this weekend.
Yeah, so. SEC's crazy. We were talking about it last night. I know you had to step out before the college talk. Not just the SEC. Every conference is pretty wide open for how many teams can still make it. The Big 10's out. Big 12, ACC, all 4 of us are still in contention to pretty much make some noise. You know what I mean? So, Chris, let's try and jump into this conversation. We had some breaking news this early this morning, about 7 a.m. Eastern. Got the notification as I was walking out the door that DeAndre Hopkins is on his way to Kansas City to be a Kansas City Chief. Chris, I was on the record saying last year they should have signed DeAndre Hopkins. Last year, obviously, it didn't really hurt them because they end up winning the Super Bowl. But how big is this for how big is this for the Kansas City Chiefs? Patrick Mahomes, maybe his offensive play gets a little better. How big in general or in totality is this for the Kansas City Chiefs moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, this can definitely be something a little different than Patrick Mahomes is used to. I mean, you had Tyreek Hill, super fast guy. You have Xavier Worthy this year, super fast guy. And then other than that, you've had what? Juju.
A glimpse, a little taste of Rashee Rice.
Yeah, I mean, all fast guys. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins coming in there, big physical body, just like Travis Kelce. I mean, I think it's going to be a huge bolster to that offense. Finding ways to win, but also not looking like the Chiefs.
No, I mean, they haven't looked like the Chiefs, and last year they kind of didn't look like the Chiefs as well when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, and it has gotten worse, Chris. I think, though, that the Chiefs are going to get a lot better. I'm not saying that DeAndre Hopkins is DeAndre Hopkins with the Houston Texans or even earlier on with the Arizona Cardinals, but I still think this is a DeAndre Hopkins that has some juice left in the tank. I think he can play really good with Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is actually going to elevate his game back. I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes now is going to go win the MVP or whatnot, but I'm telling you right now, I think that this is going to be an electric move for the Kansas City Chiefs offense moving forward. And Pacheco is still going to return in a few weeks. So now you pair Pacheco up with this, or you bring him back, and then Travis Kelce, maybe that takes some pressure off him where he's not being double teamed. And the last couple weeks, he kind of was involved. Not this past week, but the 2 weeks before that, he was kind of getting involved. Chris, I'm excited, though. I really am as a football fan to see what Mahomes can do with a receiver, a possession receiver, too. Like you said, he's not like Tyreek Hill or Xavier Worthy. But I don't know. It's like another toy that the Kansas City Chiefs just get. It's like Christmas came early. Nightmare before Christmas, as you can say.
Yeah. I mean, I know they wanted Cooper Kupp, but I know they didn't want to pay the Cooper Kupp price. So, I mean, they got what they could.
I sound good, right? I look good, sound good tonight?
Yeah, you're good.
This whole mobile hotspot, I hope my bill isn't – I don't know. I don't know if T-Mobile's – what their plan is, man. I'm going to be fucking – bill might be jacked up this month. I was so pissed, dude. because all I hear is Luke saying, "Hey, I lost Mark." I could hear him still, but he can't hear me. And yeah, and then Luke's like, I was like, Luke, try and talk for a couple minutes. Worst person asked to talk, by the way. no offense to Luke, but he's the worst person to get to. It's crazy. I'm on internet right now. Like I'm on YouTube watching us on my tablet, but my computer's not letting me do anything besides 2 seconds.
I don't know, my man.
But no, let's move on to the Buffalo Bills and the Seattle Seahawks. Chris, I think this is arguably the best game of the week. I guess there's maybe one or two other games that could maybe top it. But I asked Luke, can Seattle prove, like, let's kind of rewind what happened. So the Seahawks, they start off 3-0, right? Defense was electric. Then the defense kind of gets hurt, kind of gets banged up. They go on a 3-game losing streak, and then they look terrible on defense, and they look pretty good against the Atlanta Falcons last week. So, Chris, are we going to see the Seattle Seahawks do what they did the first 3 games of the year? Or are we going to see a more involved Amari Cooper expose the Seahawks defense, maybe James Cook as well, with Josh Allen?
Yeah, I mean, the Bills, they blitz right now the lowest in the NFL, and Gino absolutely just excels with a clean pocket. So I think that's going to be a benefit for the Seahawks. I mean, big question is DK Metcalf. Is he gonna play or is he not going to play? Kenneth Walker going against that Bills rush defense. I mean, there's some big questions around this game. I definitely think, like you said, I think this might be the biggest game. But Allen still hasn't thrown an interception.
Yeah, I thought he was an interception. I thought he was an interception machine, is what I was told.
I mean, he does. I mean, looking at I was pulling it up.
Turnover worthy plays, right?
Yeah. He ranks 4th with 10 turnover worthy plays. So
that's one of those what could have been, what if scenarios. That's just my opinion. I'm a Josh Allen guy, so I'm gonna defend him till the day I die. That's just the way that's gonna work. But
yeah,
I mean it's gonna be interesting because, like you said, the defense for the Bills. So
yeah, I mean the Seahawks, they got. I'm gonna say, I mean, they got pretty lucky to win last week. I mean, they were outgained in yardage, first downs, but they did force 3 turnovers, which was huge. They got that fumble for a touchdown. So,
a couple of those turnovers were late at the game. Well, the first interception was off Drake London's hands. The second one, Kirk was just trying to make anything happen because we're down big, so he's just trying to sling it. The first one, yes, the fumble, that was terrible, but I think our defense beat us too. A lot of penalties, bonehead penalties that kept giving. Like, we'd get off the field on 3rd down, and then we commit a penalty on 3rd down that gives them a new set of downs. So I think that we beat ourselves a lot. I'm not saying Seattle didn't play good. They still played good football, but I felt like we beat ourselves more than they truly beat us. I don't know, Chris. I was telling the guys last night, I think Josh Allen, he's not MVP, but I think he's in my top 3. And this could be, a game that obviously Lamar's Lamar right now, and Goff's playing good, but this could help propel, like I said, he hasn't had the best talent this year. I think now Amari Cooper, I think you're going to see a lot more of Amari Cooper than we did against the Titans. And this is going to see how it benefits Josh Allen, how it benefits his game style. Hopefully he doesn't go back into the old Josh Allen where he needs to force feed Amari Cooper. I don't think Amari Cooper is that kind of guy that's going to demand targets over other guys. So it's going to be interesting to see Amari Cooper's potential breakout game this week.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think another week with Amari Cooper getting that playbook. I mean, there was that viral video of Amari Cooper's first touchdown, him looking over to Kenneth Coleman right before the play and was like, hey, what route am I supposed to run?
Yeah.
And Coleman had to use his hand. But hey, I mean, it worked. It was a touchdown. So, I mean, that was big.
You imagine if you're learning hand signals on the fly. It's kind of like backyard football where I'm, all right, you go up this way, I go up that way. I mean, imagine if he starts to learn the playbook. For receivers, it takes about a few weeks. It's like 3 or 4 weeks to fully, truly learn the playbook. I mean, and that's kind of when you see them get a little more accumulated, whatever. But I don't know, man. I'm excited to see this Bills team. I think the defense is playing. They're average. They're not a terrible defense. They're average. They're in the middle of the pack essentially in a lot of categories. So,
yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned it earlier. I mean, Seattle's going to have to really rely on Kenneth Walker. I think the Bills' rush defense, it's wishy-washy. I mean, sometimes they play very great, and then sometimes they struggle against the run.
Yeah, and no DK too is what Luke was telling me earlier when we had some.
Well, yeah, that's what I mentioned was What's DK? What's DK's situation?
Well, ESPN, like Luke said, has got him projected at 0 for fantasy.
I mean, that's fantasy right now. That's just projecting off of his practice right now.
Yeah,
I know it was what? It was like one of the low-grade MCL sprains.
I think he misses like a week, maybe 2 at the most. I don't think it's going to be long-term. I think 1 week. I think them being 4-3, yeah, even if they lose and the Niners win, the Cardinals do, it could be like a three-way tie. But I don't think they want to risk it because they have a long-term season with DK. I don't think DK plays. I don't. It's going to be on Lockett and Jackson Smith, the Jigba.
Yeah, they might take a look at Tampa Bay and see what happened with Mike Evans.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's bad because now Mike Evans is out the minimum a month. That doesn't mean he's out. He's back that month or that week they're planning. That's just a target date.
Yep.
Well, Chris, let's move on to the 49ers and the Cowboys. You know, 2 teams that desperately need to win. You have the 3-4 Niners and then the 3-3 Cowboys coming off a bye week. Which team do you think comes out and makes a statement in this game?
I mean, that's rough. I mean, Dallas
really rough.
Yeah. I mean, Dallas doesn't have the excuse. Dallas has the players. The Niners, I mean, we talked about it last night, injury prone. Not injury prone. I mean, they're already injured. I mean, they have
they're not prone yet.
Yeah. They have the worst Madden curse known to man right now. So, I mean, Dallas really needs to come out here and prove it.
I think Dallas coming off a bye week. It's crazy to say because I believe still it's more of a must-win for the Cowboys because I trust the Niners, even if they lose this week, to turn their season around somewhat and get to the playoffs. I get they'd be 3-5, but as much as I am not, I like Shanahan, but I think it's his ego, like I said, gets under my skin. It's the must-win for Dallas. Dallas has a hard schedule. They honestly do, and They need this win. You don't want to go 3-4 going into Atlanta, which I'm not being biased, but that would be a tough game for the Cowboys because of their defense and how electric our offense can be. So Dallas needs to start winning games now because their schedule doesn't get any easier. Now we're going to see maybe if that chemistry with Dak and CD comes back because, Chris, that chemistry with CD and Dak, I believe it's kind of disappeared a little bit. It's kind of been a little hectic, I guess you can say. So it's kind of shaky. It's on rocky ground. And for me, I have CeeDee Lamb and Dynasty. I would love for CD to get back going. And this defense, though, Chris, I don't trust this Cowboys defense at all. Like, literally at all.
No, I mean, I agree with you. The defense hasn't looked like a Dallas defense. The offense hasn't looked much. I mean, Dak got paid, CD got paid, but that O-line looks terrible. I know a few episodes ago we were talking about, like, how that's not the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys are known to have the offensive line. And right now they're struggling. And, I mean, this is a huge game for Dallas. They're coming out of the bye week. I mean, which is big for them because, I mean, their defense could be getting healthier. I mean, Micah Parsons, Kendricks, Bland, I know they're all favored to play this weekend, so it's big for them. What does Mike Zimmer cook off? Or what did Mike Zimmer cook during the bye week? Hopefully something good. But
hopefully
I mean,
new players.
Maybe new players. I mean, Shanahan needs new players. I mean, Ayuk's out. Jennings, Debo, is he going to play? I mean, kind of crazy that he played, 4 snaps, and then all of a sudden he has pneumonia. Yeah.
Well, Jake said it happened about 30 minutes before the game. Shout out to you, Frank, man. Hey, sorry about your Vikings, man. Motor City Dan Campbell wasn't playing around, but no, yeah, it's crazy. About 30 minutes before the game, I guess he got sick, or I don't know if it was lingering before, like during the week. But 30 minutes before the game, it was announced, hey, he's got an illness, and then now I don't know if he's still in the hospital, but he was in the hospital earlier in the week, and it didn't look good. I mean, I don't think he's gonna die, or I don't think he's gonna die or anything. But like, still being in the hospital for pneumonia, that's not good. That's a bad look, for your health and safety and all that stuff. So hopefully he's doing good. I don't think he plays this week. I'll tell you that.
No, I mean, I don't think he plays this week either. I mean, And hopefully for 49ers' sake, it was 30 minutes before the game, because if it was during the week and he wasn't on that injury report for an illness, that's a little investigation right there.
We've seen that. I think what was it? Bijan last year that happened with him too?
I mean, it was Bijan. It was
It's
another
happened
player
before.
on the Niners too.
Well, this is the Patriots. This is the Patriots rule where they used to not put guys on the injury report, and for betting purposes, the NFL said, "Hey, you have to do it." So they just put everybody on the injury report. They didn't care. At that point, you just put everybody on there. Then you're covered. But no, this is going to be a crazy Sunday Night Football where both these teams are 500 or below. Something that I've not seen these two teams play in a while. So Sunday night, I think it's two shit teams at the moment, but it's an exciting two shit teams because there are plenty of storylines between these two teams, especially with Jake on watch right now. He's on that watch list.
Yeah, I mean, I just wish the Niners were healthy so then we could actually watch a good matchup. But I don't know, dude.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think if they're healthy, it wouldn't be a good matchup. It'd be a blowout. I think them being hurt actually might make it pretty even. Like,
I mean, the Niners, even when they were healthy, they didn't look like last year's 49ers. Brock Purdy still looked like he struggled. Yeah.
Yeah, Purdy's been struggling. I mean, I was just, while we were on this little 10-minute break trying to figure out the internet situation, I was reading the TikToks, and some guys were like, "Oh, I mean, Kyle Shanahan's done all this, blah, blah. Why would you fire him?" I mean, we didn't say fire him. Jake said hot seat, and maybe needs to go. But, I mean, I said wait till his contract ends. I said I'm still on that belief. If he doesn't win a Super Bowl, I believe it's a 2027 season this last year, you got to move on. I mean, you can't accept the mediocre. That's mediocre to me. If you just can't win a Super Bowl and you're this genius. Like, I mean, if Bill Belichick got released or got let go after a 20-year dynasty, I think Kyle Shanahan can get released too.
Yeah, I mean, the hard thing with Kyle Shanahan, though, is like, yeah, you're not winning the Super Bowl, but he's bringing the team there. And at least close. Yeah, it's just he can't get over that hump.
But if you have a young hot shot, let's say, I'm not sure, like I said, who the guy's going to be in 4 years or 3 years, whatever it is, but what if you have that new hot candidate and you still have a guy that can make the plays and he hires a good defensive coordinator and he just kind of picks up the pieces where it's kind of like the Eagles when they let go of Andy Reid. It took a few years after Andy Reid left for them to win the Super Bowl, but they got one before Andy Reid did. Now Andy Reid got Patrick Mahomes and obviously things changed. But
yeah,
they're in that situation, Chris, and I've been saying it. Speaking of the Eagles, though, let's talk the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cincinnati Bengals. An interesting game here, too. 4-2 Philly, 3-4 Cincy. Cincy, Chris, is kind of on the up and come. You know, they're kind of making that, like, they're quietly coming back. I don't believe they'll win the division, but, hey, wild card spot still theirs. How do the Cincinnati Bengals take advantage of being a home favorite against the Eagles and actually beat Philly?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a huge game. It's must win for the Bengals because they're, once again, like, trying to climb out of the hole that they dug themselves early in the season. Joe Burrow looks like he's getting comfortable. T. Higgins looks like he's hitting his stride finally. Then, I mean, Jamar Chase is Jamar Chase. The running game's looking good with Chase Brown. So, I mean, I think it's going to be a close one.
I wish you were on last night because I got a lot of shit for saying Burrow if they start winning games and he actually gets back to like another 3-4. Let's say in a few weeks that the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm trying to pull up their schedule real quick. I'm just trying to see what they have going on. So yeah, let's say like, because they have a week by week 12. So let's say by the time they hit by week 12, they are through 11 games. Let's say 7-4, 6-5, 7-4. Let's just say that they went out to their bye week. Let's say that they go ahead and beat Philly. They go ahead and beat the Raiders, the Ravens. Okay, let's say they only lose the Ravens. So 6-5, and then they beat the Chargers, and then they're at a bye week, right? They're 6-5. Joe Burrow's lining up the stats. Obviously, he's the only reason why they're winning. Well, the offense in general, not the defense. O-line still struggles. Why isn't Joe Burrow an MVP? Because his numbers are there. He's playing phenomenal. He's quietly playing good. I get he had a bad game against the Patriots and the Giants, which people forget. I hate when they say this, Chris, like, oh, he barely beat the Giants. Just because the offense sucks doesn't mean the defense sucks. It's like the Titans. The Titans are actually a really good defense, but the offense sucks, so people – yeah.
Yeah, the Titans gave the Bills a little run for their money to start the game this past weekend.
They have a good defense. They're actually number one in yards per game, I believe, is what something like that. They're towards the top in yards per game. So they actually play. It's the offense obviously puts them in bad spots, but I think that the Bengals here. I think that this is going to be a shootout. I don't think there's going to be a defensive. They might make some plays, maybe turn over a sack here and there, but this is going to be a shootout. And Brown and Smith, they didn't. Oh, Smith didn't look like himself last week. Not sure what's going on with Dallas Goedert, if he's going to be back or not. I think that the offensive firepower leans towards. The Cincinnati Bengals here, Chris. I think T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are playing pretty well right now. I think T. Higgins coming back. I think T. Higgins was the kind of the key as well. Make it back. It looks like a change for him and Jamar and Joe.
Yeah, Joe right now, top 5 in almost every advanced passing metric right now currently. Then you have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, which arguably the best wide receiver duo in the league. You have a couple others, but they're at least maybe top 3, top 5. And then they're going against they're going against a rookie Mitchell and an injured Slay. So it's going to be a big matchup for the Eagles secondary on how they can contain Chase and Higgins. And then Chase Brown, I mentioned earlier, he's coming to light. They got the run game slowly going.
Yeah, the run game wasn't there for the Browns, but I think it was a lot more like they just drained the clock in general. But against the Giants, the run game was pretty well. Burrow led them, but still Brown 10 for 53. They just didn't run the ball as much. Averaging 5 yards a carry. That's half a first down right there. That's pretty good. I think people are sleeping on the Bengals because of the slow start they had against the Patriots. They lose some of these games here and there. Like obviously the Commanders they lost, but the Commanders are 5-2. So it's like, okay, was that really a bad loss? The Commanders are playing good. That was also on the defense, in my opinion. I get Burrow. He missed some throws at the end of the game, but still, you scored 33 points or whatever it was. Like you took an L with 33 points. That's not on you.
Yeah, a big matchup for this game too is Fred Johnson, that left tackle. 4 pressures on just 23 pass blocking snaps, and he's going against Trey Hendrickson, who ranks 4th in NFL pressures right now. That's going to be a big task for him to protect Hurts' blind side. Trey Hendrickson's playing lights out. Yep.
APK. I think both of the lines are. It's going to be interesting. Which quarterback can withstand it? I still think it's going to be a shootout, no matter what. They might get hit and smacked around, but I think they're going to get rid of the ball a lot of times before they end up getting that sack. And I will say this is it's a 4:00 game, 1:00 game. This
1.
Yeah, it's the only game I'm upset that I'm going to miss while I'm at the Falcons and Bucs game, because this I think will be an interesting game. This will be a good game. I don't know. I know I saw your picks earlier, and we're going to talk about that. A little shocked the way you leaned, but very, very shocked the way you leaned. I'll just say that now.
I'm trying to reverse psychology,
Okay.
I do so bad at picks. I got to pick against the teams I want to win.
You were in first place tied for first place with last week's record.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah, hey, got to start somewhere. Chris, speaking of comeback, Tua is on track to play this Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. Chris, I don't know if you saw the comments he made about the Guardian cap, and it's his personal choice. I get that. Hey, I respect your personal choice. If you don't want to wear a Guardian cap, hey, go for it. I believe you should consider it. Maybe not be so harsh about it. Now, he also compared to wearing a Guardian cap to like, hey, waking up and stepping out of bed, you can get hurt getting out of bed. You can get hurt driving a car. I get it. You could do those things. You can slip and tear your ACL getting out of bed. If you do, I'm going to laugh at you because that's pretty bad to say. There's a difference between probability and possibilities. You know what I mean? Is it more probable that you're going to slip out of bed? No. Is it possible? Yeah. You get hit almost every play. That's the probability that people are talking about. So I'm all ready to see what's going to happen. All eyes are going to be on Tua this week, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be cautious, I guess you can say. I think he's going to be. I think it's going to be a little bit of time. I really project. I think the Dolphins are going to win this game. I don't know if we're doing our predictions right now, but
No, not yet. Be
I think it's going to
excited.
be. Yeah, I mean, I think the Dolphins are going to win this game, but I think it's going to be very close until the very end. Because I mean, Miami's offense just hasn't really hit that rhythm yet, and I think
Yeah.
I don't really know how much Tua has been practicing. So is that enough? Is practice enough to get that rhythm going, or are they going to need that game time experience under their belt?
No, yeah, I see what you mean, and maybe the chemistry is still there, so it's different for Tua and for this offense. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill haven't been that well without Tua. They also aren't that good with Tua. So, but I think that they're able. I get it. The Cardinals defense played good against the Chargers offense, but the Chargers did kick 5 field goals, so that's just 5 opportunities that they didn't put it in the end zone. I think that the Dolphins are better than that. I think the Dolphins can put up points. I'm not saying that the Dolphins turn their season completely around. I still think it's an 8 or 9 win team, but their November Thanksgiving schedule all the way on to the rest of the year is very challenging. And the fact that they didn't win the games they were supposed to win, which we thought Tua would have been playing, it hurts them because it is a brutal November and a brutal December schedule.
Yep, and Tua has proved that he can't play during those months. So,
yeah, December and January he struggles, Chris. Well, like I said, and I've been struggling all night with this fucking thing. So, hey, we're gonna try it here.
you're about to destroy it.
Oh, we're trying, dude. We are trying. So, how do I sound? I sound good?
Yeah, you sound good right now.
Okay, well, I don't know how long that's going to last for us. It looks good. Well, Chris, let's go over last week, right? So last week, like I said, you were tied for first with myself at 11-4. And
Yeah,
Doc
brother.
was 10-5 along with Luke. Jake and Alan both went 9-6. So 2 11-4s, 2 10-5s, 2 9-6. Chris, I killed against the spread. I went 12-3. I did better against the spread than I did against the money line with the money line. So
you did.
Doc 10-6. I'm sorry. Hey, that 9-6 by Allen, by the way, that's wrong. It was supposed to be 6-9. He went 6-9 against the spread.
Damn.
Yeah. Jake 9-6, and then you and Luke. Yeah, you came back a little bit, Chris. 7-8. But with that, the yearly right here, you see Doc's still 4 ahead of Jake, 5 ahead of me. You're kind of slowly coming back. You're catching Allen right now. You're on Allen's heels.
Hey.
So all have a winning record through the last 2 weeks. So that's good. And of course, Doc and Jake are killing against the spread. I'm trying my best just to come out there. And then Alan, Luke, and yourself not doing the best. You're under 500.
Yeah.
You're definitely
spread
not
you know?
Yeah. I wish I had last year's records. I think we were all better last year against this the spread. But Chris, let's dive
crazy
into
year
it.
right now.
Yeah, very crazy. Week or game 1 of the slate. By the way, we have all 16 games available this week too. Back to 16 game slate. We're gonna start in Los Angeles, the city of angels. The Minnesota Vikings coming off their first loss, Chris, to the Detroit Lions, traveling, like I said, to LA to face the Los Angeles Rams. Chris, Vikings are a 2.5 point favorite on the road.
Yeah, I mean, Vikings coming from a tricky situation. They thought they were about to come back on the Lions. The Lions came back, kicked that game-winning field goal. They're on the road for a short week. So, I mean, this is all and then not to mention the whole rumors about Matthew Stafford getting traded to the Rams. I mean, what does that feed into Sam Darnold's mind? I mean, this is all the ingredients to a trap game right here.
He shut that down, by the way. Stafford did.
I did see. Nope, I saw that.
Oh, okay. Well, but you do have the Vikings cover and winning here. Looks like.
I do. I mean, I'm not taking the bait, but I mean, just put it on record. I do think this has all the ingredients of a trap game. Matthew Stafford. I mean, it looks like Cooper Kupp's getting back on the field this week, so I mean that's a huge plus for them. But I think the Vikings are going to handle business. It's going to be close.
I was talking to our good buddy Riz, and he's a Vikings fan. He thought that they were going to lose this game before the Lions game because he thought the Lions game would be a lot more physical than it was, and that would take a toll on their bodies. And said most of the time when teams are physical with the Lions, whoever plays the Lions the next week loses if they win. So, but he said since they won or they lost, I mean, they're going to win this game. And I don't care if they would have won against the Lions or not in a physical game. They're beating the Rams. The Rams are too beat up. I get it. Cooper Kupp's going to be there. Kyrie Williams has got a touchdown every game. And, but there's outside Cooper Kupp and Kyrie Williams. What do you have? I mean, the O-line's not looking the best. The defense doesn't look that good. They looked good against the Raiders because, let's be honest, that is the Raiders. I think this is going to be a big game. I think that this is going to be a snooze fest, and this is why we're doing a World Series prediction show tomorrow along with NBA talk. I will have the game on, but this game is going to be bad for the Rams. I'm going Vikings, Chris. They dismantle the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, I mean, that secondary is absolutely terrible. I mean, 26 against the pass right now. I think Sam Darnold's going to light them up, and I don't think the Rams offense is going to be able to sustain a shootout with them.
No, I don't. And Aaron Jones, too, hopefully has a big game. But speaking of big games, Chris, this is a game I'm going to. And before the injuries happened with the Bucs, this arguably could have been the game of the week. We saw them last time on Thursday night where it went to overtime. That's right. The Atlanta Falcons are traveling to Tampa Bay, to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Falcons, Chris, are 2.5-point favorites. That's probably because no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk carved up the Bucs defense last time they met. I expect the same thing. I mean, Tampa's missing Godwin, missing Mike Evans, their two biggest weapons. I mean, there's really not much to talk about this game now, at least. I mean, maybe if Tampa was healthy, then there'd be a lot of talk. But I mean, Tampa's offense just isn't going to be able to sustain.
I would love to see Kirk throw for another 500 and have over 1,000 yards against one team this year. I don't think it's going to happen, obviously. I expect maybe like a 250, 300-yard game and the run game to get going. Yeah, this defense for Tampa, like you said, Chris, not the best. We saw what they did against the Ravens. Yeah, the Ravens are not – they're probably better than us on offense. Give them that. But we saw what we did last time against them, and what they did last time was all in the first half, and that was with all their players. So I don't know if they do it. They are wearing the creamsicles, Chris. So just heads up. They are wearing the creamsicles.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I don't see Kirk throwing for another 500 passing yards. So I think y'all go up early and you just
coast.
Clock management.
Yeah, I have, of course, the Falcons winning this game. Last time we played in Tampa, too, Q hit a walk-off field goal, 51-yarder. So, no, I think we win this game, Chris, and we move to 5-3, and we take a full game lead over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes,
we
sir.
just talked about this game and battle in the jungle, Chris. The Philadelphia Eagles 4-2, the Cincinnati Bengals 3-4. The Bengals are 2.5-point favorites with the worst record.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to go Bengals here with Joe. It's just, I don't know. That defense is questionable. I don't know. I think it's going to be a shootout, like you said, though. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals won this, though.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles win this, even though I'm like I said, I'm picking the Bengals. I'm going Houday here. I'm going the Bengals. I think that this is a game that starts to turn around this season. They have a tough Ravens game before the bye week, so that they need to be going into the bye week no worse than 6-5. The 6-5 needs to be the minimum what they are going into the bye week. After that, the rest of the season isn't that challenging. So I have the Bengals here in a must-win game, like you said. I think that this is going to be a shootout. Both defenses are kind of shaky. Give me T. Higgins, give me Jamar Chase, give me Joe Burrow. I'm going with the triplets out of Cincinnati. Sorry about that. They cover the spread too.
Yeah, easy spread to cover here.
Yeah,
you don't see many 1 or 2 point wins.
No, we don't. Chris, a tough spread here though. 8.5-point favorites on the road. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Cleveland Browns. Jameis Winston is starting.
Yeah, I mean, Jameis is starting. I don't think he's gonna eat the W, but I mean that last drive with Jameis against Cincinnati looked solid. I don't know why I know, what is it, DTR? I guess the
Yeah.
Browns owner absolutely loves DTR, so I mean maybe that's why. Um, and then who is it? Um, who's the Browns offense coordinator? I can't even think of his
Oh,
name.
I think Dorsey's calling plays now is what it
Yeah,
said.
yeah. Dorsey's calling plays now. So I mean, we'll see what happens. But I mean, the big thing of why I went under was, I mean, Cleveland's defense finally looked like they were finding their rhythm against Cincinnati.
Yes. I see what you're saying, Chris, too. And the Ravens are 32nd against the pass. They are allowing 25 points a game. I get it. Luke said it last night, and he said it before it cut out. When you play the Ravens, you just don't know what you're going to get, like if it's going to be a one-score game or not. I don't know what to see from the the Browns. I get it. Winston came in. Okay, he looked good. But now people are game planning for you. This is a different team. I get it. Watson looked bad, but the O-line still sucks. The O-line's still trash. Winston's still going to get hit, and you're playing against a team that's fourth in sacks. I get it. They allow a lot of passing yards, but when they get to the quarterback, and they bring them down. Winston is not going to escape everyone, and I think it's going to be a long day. Hopefully Nick Chubb does good. I'd like to see Nick Chubb still do good, but I think this is going to be a Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson game once again, and I think they win this game by at least 10 points. I'm going to go the Ravens. Easily cover the spread.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar Jackson's 8 for 18-1 against the spread in his career when favored by over 3 points.
Well, that
Only
8 will be 9
31%.
now. Well, that 9, it'll go to 9. It'll go to 9 this week. And this spread's more than 3 points. It's 8.5. So
it opened as 11.5. It opened big.
So I wonder how it got down. I wonder why they brought it down so much. Honestly,
probably when they announced Jameis Winston was playing and not DTR.
Oh shit! Yeah,
that's probably what brought it down a little bit.
Another huge spread, Chris. 10.5-point favorites. The Detroit Lions at home hosting the Tennessee Titans. You start this one.
I mean, there's really not much to say. I mean, I don't even think Tannehill is playing. Who is it?
You mean
it's going to be
Will Levis?
Will Levis.
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah,
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even know who's. I haven't seen anything. At least I don't know if you have.
Well, Rudolph was the backup all year to Will Levis.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Goff is just playing an outstanding game, completing 85% of his passes over his last 2 games with 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, he's balling out right now. The Lions, though, big hurt without Jameson Williams. I mean, I don't know who sends him a drug test after he had, 1 catch for 14 yards or something.
Yeah.
I think the NFL just has something out for him. Doesn't want him to play. But, I mean, this was easy.
It's going to be interesting. Like I said, the Titans have a pretty good defense. I know they gave up some points because the offense does put them in bad spots. But when it comes to yards, they don't really give up that much. Now, is that also maybe a mixture of how the field position they get, so they're not really driving that much? I think the Titans might come out strong on defense to start. But I think by the end of the fourth quarter, too much Jahmyr Gibbs, too much, I get it, no Jameson Williams, too much Amon-Ra St. Brown, too much David Montgomery. Maybe Sam Laporta gets more involved again. Yeah, I'm taking what everyone calls my closet team. I'm going to go Detroit. Chris, easy win here. No sweat. You might see Hendon Hooker in the fourth quarter.
Maybe. Pelicans just won their first NBA game of the season.
Yeah, Miami got destroyed, so I don't even want to talk NBA tomorrow with Jake. Yeah, we got destroyed by the Magic.
Yeah, I got pissed off when I got the notification that Zion was out with an illness. I'm like, this motherfucker can't.
He's already out?
He's allergic with an illness. He didn't even play today.
He's better than Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid came out and said, I'm not playing back-to-back games. And the NBA is already investigating the 76ers and Joel Embiid.
Big history, though, yesterday. I guess y'all talk about it on your NBA thing.
Yeah, we'll talk. We can talk about, hey, man, shout out to LeBron James and Bronny James. for
Played a whole solid 3 minutes?
3 minutes. They had the Griffies there as well. I think that was nice. Had the MLB originals to do it with father and son playing on the same team. So congrats LeBron and Bronny. I mean, I don't think he should be starting or in the NBA at the moment, but I understand what LeBron wants it. It's going to happen. I mean, and they won, so I guess it doesn't really hurt them that much to have 3 minutes on the court for a little father-son bonding moment.
Little preview to NBA podcast tomorrow, boys.
Yeah, big NBA episode tomorrow, along with the World Series predictions. But Chris, let's move on to a rematch of Week 1, which came down to a 2-point game. This time it's in Houston. The Colts, the Texans. The Texans are 4.5-point favorites, Chris.
Yeah. I mean, Texans nearly pulled out the upset against the Packers. Tank Dell had some big drops to start the game. C.J. Stroud came out saying that they had to get Tank Dell the ball, had to give him, quote unquote, the rock. So
he gave that rock up to the other team quite a bit.
Joe Mixon, he's balled out. He's balled out the past 2 weeks. So, I mean, I think that they're finally finding that run game. But it's just, if the Colts are going out there and starting Anthony Richardson, I can't trust you. I just can't. I mean, 9 for 19.
They're starting week 1.
I mean, it's just 9 for 19, completion rate of 59.3%. They do expect Jonathan Taylor to come back, but, I mean, the Texans rank second in run defense. So, what's Jonathan Taylor going to do?
The Texans is a weird team, though, Chris. I don't know. Like, stats-wise, CJ's playing good, but I feel like I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like something's missing. I just don't – his play just seems off, even though his stats are good.
I almost think it's like a mental block because, I mean, we harped on it all last year. Was that CJ was playing with house money, nothing to lose, nobody expected anything from the Texans. So, I mean, I think he just went out there and just played football. But now he has the pressure of, we know what you can do. We know you can win these games, so we need you to go win these games. So, I mean, I think DeMeco Ryans going to come up with a strong game plan, blitz heavy against Richardson, make him nervous in the pocket. I see Texans easily covering 4.5.
I have it a field goal game. I have it a field goal game. These two teams play each other tough. Anthony Richardson, like I said, week 1 was a 2-point game. It was in Indy. It wasn't in the Loud House, what they call it. And I think with no Nico Collins, it's kind of the offense is kind of been. Joe Mixon's doing Joe Mixon things. If Joe Mixon was here all year, he would probably be the number 2 or 3 rusher at this point, behind Derrick Henry and maybe Jordan Mason. But yeah, I have the Texans winning, Chris, but because they're not showing me anything promising, I have the Colts covering the spread. So, but still first place. If the Colts win this game, they're tied. So it's a big game.
Yeah,
it honestly is a big game.
Should just put Joe Flacco back in.
Yeah, just put Joe Flacco back in. He actually looked a lot better. Chris, the Packers at the Jaguars, 3.5-point favorites in Duval County. I'm just gonna say it. Packers run away with this game. That's all I gotta say about it.
Yeah, Jordan Love's gonna torch the secondary. So, I mean, that's really,
another guy. If he was healthy all year, he would probably be neck and neck with Lamar. It'd be probably him or Lamar for MVP.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Love's been looking outstanding. Just those couple games, he's hurt, and then he struggled against. What was the first game when he came back? I forgot.
Minnesota. He came out.
Oh yeah, Minnesota. Yeah, the second half.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like I said, I wasn't. It's not that I'm a non-believer of Jordan Love. I just wanted to see him. Because like I said, he got paid really early, so I wanted to see him continue to earn that. I didn't want him to do the Trevor Lawrence effect. I didn't want that to happen to him. So that's all. I was a little worried about it. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, the big hit on Jordan Love right now is like Baker Mayfield, they're just gunslingers. I mean, 15 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So I mean, he's gonna throw the ball.
Packers defense is also bailing them out too because the defense is playing pretty good football right now too.
Yeah, I mean, and then look, Drake May threw for almost 300 yards and 2 touchdowns against them. What's Jordan Love about to do to him?
Yeah, Drake May is playing. I'll give Joe Drake May some flowers. He's playing pretty good. But yeah, Jordan Love might just torch this defense, and this defense might torch Trevor Lawrence. And this could be Christian Kirk's last game with the Jaguars too.
Who's Green Bay's backup? Because we might see him.
Oh man, I don't even remember.
even.
Oh, it was Malik Willis, 2-0.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Hey, if they win the Super Bowl, Malik Willis deserves that ring because those 2 games were really important going 2-0. So got to give him his flowers there too. Shout out to Malik Willis. Chris, we talked about this a little bit earlier. The Miami Dolphins and the Arizona Cardinals. Dolphins 3.5-point favorites. I'm going to go with the Fins here. I'm going to go with them covering the spread, win by at least 4. They might start off a little slow if Tua comes back, but I think by the time the halftime rolls around, they'll kind of break the door open and kick it out. And I think that Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle are maybe due for a big game now with their quarterback back. So I'm going to go Miami covering the spread.
Yeah, no, I mean, I mentioned it earlier when we talked about it. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Tua's coming back. I think Tua's going to be a little nervous. I don't know how much contact he's been having during practice, if any, or if he's just been wearing that red jersey, which, I mean, hopefully something. I don't know. But I think it's going to be a close game. I think at the end, Tua's going to start getting that rhythm. But, I mean, I have it a field goal game right here.
Cardinals are one of those weird teams too. Like I can see what you're saying. They are an interesting team. Their offense has moments where they actually look really promising, and the defense too. The defense played really good against the Chargers. A bend but not break mentality there. And I don't know, man. Maybe the Cardinals are up to something. I know they still have draft capital coming up. Maybe they are a team for the future, and I can see them keeping it close. I don't know, man. I feel like with Tua, I'm taking the ceiling on this one, I think, for Tua.
Yeah. I mean, Tua could have a hell of a game. Their rhythm was off when Tua was even in. Then you have what, 3, how long was Tua out for? 4 weeks?
4
3
weeks.
or 4 weeks? Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think they're going to hit the ground running either. So.
Gotcha. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, maybe though, Tua being in there, maybe they'll so respect him, and that opens the door up for A-Chain and Mostert at the running back position too.
It could, because, I mean, I better not fucking see Tua run the ball. I'll tell you that right now.
Slide. And if he does run, slide, please, Tua.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being serious. Like I personally do not want to see someone that I don't want to see something seriously happen to someone on the field. In my lifetime, our lifetime, I remember because I think it was a preseason game. There was a guy that got paralyzed on a special teams play. He got hit the right timing. It just all happened. Obviously, the Damar Hamlin situation happened, but Damar's still playing. Tua situations is a little more scary because what you're watching.
Yeah, I mean, Tua has that Ed Reed mentality. They said, "Fuck the Guardian Cat."
Yeah, Ed Reed was trying to talk to about Peyton Manning, and them weren't listening. It didn't seem like they were just watching the TV.
No, I think they chose to ignore that. I 100% chose to ignore that.
That was just very awkward. Like the whole, I didn't watch them. I don't really watch the minicast. I watched the highlights. Him talking just seemed awkward. I don't know. He seemed awkward.
Yeah. I mean, some guys that play can talk football and some can't.
I'm not saying everybody doesn't know football. It just seemed like it was just an awkward conversation.
There's a difference from knowing football to being able to talk football. I mean, look at Drew when he tried to be an announcer. He wasn't the best announcer.
Yeah, and not everyone that and not everyone that is a former player like Beast Mode can go on College Game Day like Miss Terry and do better in picks too. So I mean, it happens. Shout out to Miss Terry.
Give women their rights back, Mark.
Hey, I was okay with her being on the show if she was. First off, entertainment is the key piece to me, and I want to know something about ball too. But hey, she proved me wrong. I mean, shit, she did good. I didn't. Hey, not that she didn't know ball. I just said I didn't think she knew more than maybe like Julio Jones or maybe like Mark Ingram or some of these foreign players. That's all. That's all I said.
Mark Ingram was probably too busy.
Oh, he's
He does
yeah. Well,
what?
he was. I was trying to name from Alabama players. My bad, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like, but let's move on to the New York Jets, Chris, and the New England Patriots. 6.5-point favorites for the New York Jets.
Yeah, I mean, Jets right now, they're dealing with a cluster of injuries in the secondary. You have Reed, Carter, Adams. I mean, you could just go on and on about the injury report that came out. But I mean, that offense did not look great on Monday night. Was it Monday night? Yep.
Sunday night.
It was Sunday night? Yep.
Sunday night.
So, I mean, was it?
It was Sunday night, yeah, because Monday night was a doubleheader with the Ravens and Bucks and Cardinals Chargers.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I drew a blank. It's late.
Hey, I understand.
But yeah, I mean, Drake May looked good against the Jags, but I mean, this isn't the Jags defense. Even with the Jets defense banged up a little bit, I think they're still not elite, but they're still one of the top not top, but I'd say top of the middle pack. If you catch my drift.
Well, I mean, yeah, they are. I mean, they've fallen off the last 2 weeks with Saleh being fired. Now, hey, shout out to him. He's on the Green Bay Packers staff.
Shout out to Green Bay on that. We didn't even mention that.
And we just did. Luke wanted me to put him on the cover. I was like, yeah, pass.
Yeah.
He's been on two. He's been on too many covers. I mean, that's two's enough. But I don't know. I'm interested to see. Like I said, I'm interested to go back to the highlights to watch Drake May. This is a game I want to see how Drake May does. I feel like he is playing good football. I mean, again, he's not an ideal situation, but the Jets did already beat them 24-3 this year. That was with Bob on Thursday night, and I think it's going to be something similar. Maybe not 24-3, maybe like 27-10, 27-13. I think this is going to be Devontae Adams' big game here. The Patriots are soft. You heard it. That was from the coach's mouth, not my mouth. Coach said it. So
Bill was not happy about that comment. He was not happy.
Well, the difference was Bill's defense was never soft, really. So
yeah, but Mayo took over the same defense. So I mean, calling his players soft, he felt bad. Did you see the report that Robert Kraft apparently knew 5 years ago that he wanted Mayo to take over?
I'm so done with the Patriots, man. They're Belichick tried moving on from Brady, and then all of a sudden, like, I mean, I'm not saying he should have, but he tried, and then Bill. It's that team, man. That owner too. Stick to what you do.
Yeah, I see a big game. I see a big game with Devontae Adams here.
Yeah, big game from Adams, big game from Hall, and we'll see if Garrett Wilson start catching the ball too, Chris. Moving on to our first 4:00 games, we have the New Orleans Saints traveling to LA to face the Chargers. Chris, 6.5-point favorites for the Chargers.
Yeah, I really wanted to pick the Saints here.
You'd have been the only one.
Yeah, like I mentioned, hopefully I can send this screenshot to the group chat when we win, even though I picked against the Chargers.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not the same as Luke when he's the only one that chose his team.
Yeah. But no, I mean, hopefully, dude, I don't know. Dennis Allen, I don't know. I hope that we got the news this weekend or this week that he was fired. We didn't get it. New Orleans ranks fucking dead last in the run currently, which very uncharacter-like for Dennis Allen's defense. So that's big. But I mean, the big thing is that we're getting a lot of players back. Chris Olave should be back. A couple offensive linemen should be back.
Is AK going to be healthy? I heard he's been playing with fractured ribs and a broken hand.
Hey, he's been playing. So he's been playing. He signed his 2-year contract. He said he didn't want to go anywhere else. Big one, fucking Taysom Hill should play. So big Taysom Hill game right here.
Is Rattler the QB still? I know he was banged up.
Yes. Spencer Rattler is playing.
That's how much studying I did for this game because I didn't care who the quarterback was. I still think you cover the spread. I think your defense will be a little better against Chargers, who their offense is weird. Their run team. I mean, I guess we'll see how good your run defense does against Dobbins and the Chargers. I think you keep it close, but I think the Bolts win this game. So
Yeah,
it's just
yeah. We're currently slotted for top 5 pick. I hope we keep that.
who you
I would
eyeing.
like that. I would not mind a fucking offensive tackle
There's a
because
couple guys.
because Penning is not it.
Oh, Penning's right. Is he right tackle now?
He is right tackle because we have Fuaga or whatever that new left tackle. He's playing pretty good,
Yeah.
but we need a right tackle for sure.
Yeah, you have Campbell and you have Banks. Banks, I think I said it earlier. I think Banks took a small hit with the Georgia game. I think Campbell kind of shot himself back up to being number 1. They've kind of been going back and forth on a lot of people's things.
I would love Will Campbell.
Take either or, honestly.
Put that motherfucker in his seatbelt.
Damn it. Moving on, Chris, the Buffalo Bills, the Seattle Seahawks. Bills are 2.5-point favorites in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much hit all the things I want to talk about this game. I think the Bills go in and dominate this. Maybe not dominate, but I think the Bills go in and handle business here. They need a convincing win.
I think Josh Allen, James Cook, and Amari Cooper all eat this week. I think it's going to be an electric game from the new trio in Buffalo. I have the Bills covering the spread here, easily win by at least 3 points.
Yeah, it'll be a big hit too if DK Metcalf loses this or doesn't play this week.
It'll be a big hit. Luke says he needs him for fantasy, but I think he's should have luck on that one.
I think so.
Speaking of a fantasy game that hurts me because Jane Daniels is probably not going to play, and I was still shocked that your name's next to that W, but the Bears are traveling to the capital of the United States of America, which is really it's in Landover, Maryland, but they play the Commanders. Chris, Bears are 2.5-point favorites on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Jaden's not gonna play this week because the line did shift to Chicago. But I mean, I did like what I saw out of Mariota. He did what he had to do. He handled business, and gonna be honest, I don't even know why I picked the Commanders.
I was going to pick the Bears regardless who played quarterback. The difference, and now that Mariota is playing, I get it. He looked good. Former number 2 overall quarterback, Heisman winning quarterback, got a playoff win against Kansas City Chiefs before Mahomes got there.
Carolina.
But that defense is not the Chicago Bears last week. That was the Panthers. And this is the Bears off a bye week. Commanders defense is still questionable, and the Bears play good against bad defenses. So I'm going to go Chicago here on the road to cover the spread.
Yeah, it'll be a close game.
I even asked you on text. I said, even with Marcus, you ignored the question, so I figured I'm going to leave.
I said yes.
Okay.
I'm doubling down.
Okay. Hey, good luck to the Flying Hawaiian.
Hey, Oregon's playing good. That only means Mariota is going to be playing good.
Yeah, maybe that's why he played bad 2 years ago. I don't remember what Oregon did in 2022, but
probably
that's
not
why
good.
He played bad. Yeah, he get benched on his birthday. So, Chris, the Denver Broncos, the Carolina Panthers, 9.5-point favorites for Denver at home. That's a huge spread, in my opinion.
God damn, I didn't even know.
It's a big spread.
Yeah, I thought the spread was 8. Did I have Denver winning by 8?
I believe you had Denver. It says your scores were Denver. Yeah. You had Broncos 29, Panthers 20. Just under.
Oh shit. Okay, just under. No, I mean Bryce Young time we saw, unfortunately. Prayers to Andy Dalton. Hope him and his family's okay because his whole family was in the car. So I mean, hopefully he's okay. I know he has. Was it a broken thumb or something with his thumb? Broken finger? I don't know. So it's probably going to be Bryce Young.
the third player this sports year for the NFL, Mark Andrews, Nate Wiggins. I believe it's Nate Wiggins. Or was the other rookie? The other one of the rookie corners from Baltimore.
Yeah.
But
I think it's gonna be another big.
Dolphins.
I think it's gonna be another big game from Javonte Williams. I mean, he came off. He fucking torched the Saints defense, and Panthers ranked 31st against the run. So I'd say if you have Javonte Williams on fantasy, play him this week and sell high.
So high, huh?
Yeah.
Man, selling high. I think, Chris, that the Broncos win. I don't know if they're going by 10 points or more. That's a lot for a team that still is kind of an up and down team, especially on the offensive end. I get it. Bryce is coming back, and I'm not a big Bryce fan, but I think that they win this game. I'd say by 8. I think they win this game by 8, which is not enough to cover the spread. But, yeah, Denver's going to give Bryce Young a very challenging time, especially playing in Mile High. Yeah, give me the Broncos here, but don't cover the spread.
Yeah, I mean, Denver did lose 2 big key pieces in their offensive line, their center and their offensive tackle. And right now, Carolina leads the NFL in blitz rate. So, I mean, they're going to be sending the pressure for Bo Nix.
Yeah, good luck. It also could be the last time you see Deontay Johnson as a Carolina Panther, too. His name's been floating around the NFL.
Which, I mean, I'm not saying which it should, but
the team's not going anywhere.
If you can get draft picks, get draft picks.
Exactly. A team that's giving up draft picks is the Kansas City Chiefs, Chris. We mentioned Hopkins. Unknown if he's playing yet, kind of like with Mark Cooper. We don't know if he's playing. They travel to Las Vegas, Chris, to play the Raiders. Chiefs are 9.5-point favorites. And fun fact, I believe Mahomes has never lost on the road to the AFC West.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to think that the Chiefs are going to lay more than 10 points with their top 3 wide receivers and their top running back out. But I have no faith in the Raiders. I don't even think they have. I mean, their number one offensive weapon is their tight end.
Yeah, he's good.
Bowers. I mean, hey, that man is good at football. That man's good at football. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I feel like Patrick Mahomes does kind of struggle against the Raiders, but we'll see.
I don't trust the Raiders. That's just simple as you said it. I don't trust the Raiders. They did sign Desmond Ridder. He's the backup to guard Minshew now. But yeah, Chris, the Chiefs win this game with or without Hopkins, and they win with or without him by 10 points, at least.
Yeah. And I don't know if y'all talked about it last night, but I'm going to talk about it now. The one thing that pisses me off about Kansas City is Patrick Mahomes' little fucking juke to the sideline like he was about to go out of bounds.
I'm fine with it.
No, it's bullshit. I mean, what do you want the defense to do? Defense gets flagged for fucking laying a finger on him when he steps out.
I will say, I understand what you're saying, but that defender clearly overran Mahomes. He didn't stop himself and Mahomes went around him. He ran out of bounds and tried stopping and tried still going at him. He overran Mahomes.
I don't know. I think it's weak.
It's kind of like the Pickett rule where Pickett in college did that fake slide.
Yeah.
But Mahomes never truly looked like he was truly going out of bounds. He was still moving.
I guess so.
I get what you're saying. Trust me. I know I do, but the defender took a bad angle on the quarterback too. He didn't even try and force him out of bounds. Really, I don't know. It was just
yeah.
Hey, hit him, knock him out.
I guess so. Fuck it, get the penalty.
Hey, that was a big run though. Hey, well, we saw Mahomes run somebody else over later in the game too. So it's
welcome to the NFL.
Yeah, welcome to the NFL. And that's that guy's team right here. The San Francisco 49ers, Chris, are hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Niners are 3.5-point favorites at home in the Bay.
Yeah, I have this as I think I had it as like a field goal.
Yeah, you had it close.
Yeah, I have it close. I think it's going to be close. I mean, San Fran we talked about this game a lot earlier to start the podcast, but I think they'll find a way to win. I really do.
Yeah, Cowboys keep it close. I think they keep it close with the injuries the Niners have. I think the offense for the Cowboys comes out a little better. This might be a high-scoring game too, and like you said, a walk-off field goal. I can see whoever the kicker for the Niners is at the moment. They have kicker issues that they're all hurt.
Whoever
I can see
whoever the kicker is for Dallas, Dallas's kicker might not even be there.
Aubrey's not playing.
Maybe not. It depends how long his jury trial is going for. He got sucked into a jury trial.
I didn't even see that. Wait, what?
Yeah, they listed him today as did not participate, like non-football related jury duty. So if his jury duty doesn't fucking get over in time, he ain't playing.
I mean, if there's one position that can not practice with the team and probably fine, showing up Sunday would probably be the kicker. So I think because he can still play, he can still kick. He's just to travel to San Fran and be back the next day. That's all.
We'll see.
Very interesting. I love the news, Chris. Love the inside information.
Hey, breaking news. Also breaking news. I posted it the other day that the Chiefs are sticking with Mahomes, quarterback.
Yeah, that was big. I needed to know that. I
know people were worried.
There were doubts of that situation. Chris, the quarterback that's probably not going to be changing anymore for the starting job is the Pittsburgh Steelers, because that's now led by Russell Wilson, and they are hosting the New York Giants in Pittsburgh. Steelers are 6.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I mean, look, if somehow the Steelers keep on winning games, Mike Tomlin easily could win Coach of the Year with how he's coaching this team. Russell Wilson looked Did you not agree with that? Or did you?
No, I was shaking my head. I'm sorry. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what told him to switch, but he made the switch. The offense Pickens looked happy. He was dropping dimes. He did struggle under pressure. He did get a 41.5 PFF passing grade while under pressure. So that might be something to look at. But
and I think fat Eddie Lacy now named Najee Harris is balling out too.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the whole offense looked like they were happy. Not saying like Justin Fields wasn't doing what he had to do, but the Steelers offense just looked different with Russell. They cooked.
And I was agreeing with you, Chris. Unlimited. You just gotta be unlimited. But no, I agree with you. I think Mike Tomlin is in the Coach of the Year running. I think it's between him and Dan Quinn, because of the whole situation of having the number 2 overall pick coming into a shitty situation and then turning that franchise around, kind of like what DeMeco Ryans did last year with the Texans. But yeah, between Tomlin and Dan Quinn for sure. Yeah, this defense is going to eat Daniel Jones. I mean, come on. It's going to be 8:30. That they already had their dinner before the game. They're going to have dessert. This is going to be like a bowl of ice cream for the Steelers, or whatever the players like for dessert. This is what's going to be. It's going to be a nice little dessert for the Steelers. TJ Watt did not have any sacks. They only had 1 tackle last week. TJ Watt's going to be pretty hungry. I think he's going to have probably 2 or 3 sacks.
Yeah. New York was pressured 46% of his dropbacks against the Eagles. The Eagles had 7 sacks. And the Eagles don't have TJ Watt on the defensive line. And the Steelers do. So I think Thanksgiving's coming early.
I do think that the Giants have a good defense, so it will be interesting to see how they play the Steelers. But I still think the Steelers pull away and can at least win by a touchdown and an extra point.
Yeah.
But Chris, that right there, those are our picks, my friend. And I mean, I think it's time we talk a little college ball. You know what I mean? Trying to get everything back to normal. You're doing this shit for me. Chris, I didn't think we would do this. Let's talk.
Little college.
You there?
Yep, I'm right here. I hear you.
But my fucking there. Oh, it's gonna glitch now. It's glitching hard. There it is. There it is.
There it is.
I pushed that button at least 20 times. Number 12, Notre Dame at number 24, Navy. Luke's been asking all the last couple weeks when we're gonna talk Army Navy. Well, time's here. He's not nowhere to be found. But Chris, can the Navy midshipmen and Annapolis, the city of Maryland, pull off the upset over the Fighting Irish, number 12?
I mean, it would be a huge win for the Navy if they can pull this upset. I mean, 6-0, I think. I can't remember the exact year, but it's been a very long time since Navy and Army has been. Yeah, since Army and Navy's even been ranked or undefeated. I mean, both Army and Navy's offense right now is cooking. I know I saw Army's quarterback on the Heisman. He was low, but hey, when's the last time an Army player's name has even been in the top 20, you know?
The last time I can remember a service member, well, I don't remember because I wasn't alive, but was Roger Staubach when he won it back with with Navy.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be, it's a 12 o'clock game. This is the game to watch.
I will be watching it as I'm driving to Florida. I think by noon I should be in Florida somewhere, just probably past Jacksonville. I will have this game on. I might as well stop at Jacksonville and hang out at the naval base right there, you know?
I'm sure they'll be watching it somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, this is huge. I don't know, man. Like, it's still the Irish. It's different. I know the Irish aren't used to playing triple option teams. I get it. Both the service teams right here, they have been throwing the ball a little more than normal, but they're still a triple option team. Can Navy's defense stop the Fighting Irish on offense? Because it's a pretty good running team. It's going to be huge, though. That stadium is going to be rocking.
Oh,
all
100%.
The service members dressed up are going to be on fire, ready for this game. So I'm pulling for Navy.
You will not be seeing the student section throw trash on the field.
I was telling Luke earlier, I know a couple guys that threw shit on at a soccer game in Orlando. Luke said that you just have to follow what the crowd's doing. So
yeah.
And he said it was also a shitty call, and it was a shitty call that game. But listen, it is what it is. Shit happened. One fan did it. The rest felt like they had to do it too. It's just what you have to do.
I guess so.
No, I'm pulling for Navy here. I would love to see it. Chris, do you think Navy does it though? Do you think they pull it off?
I personally feel like it's going to be one of those games where Navy stays in it, and then Notre Dame pulls away at the very end. Or you think that Navy could win this, but I think Notre Dame's going to pull off.
The old false hope game. Got it. The old false hope. I think Navy's a good story. Don't get me wrong. I think the first half might be exciting, but I also think by the second half, I think the Irish are just going to pull away. The Irish can't lose any more games if they want to be in the playoffs. And I think this is it, Chris, for them. But let's move on real quick. Number 20, Illinois. Number 1, Oregon in Eugene. Does Illinois catch Oregon sleeping here?
I don't think so. I mean, I think Dylan Gabriel's locked in. I think the whole Oregon staff's locked in. The Nike owner's probably paying them a shit ton of money every week going into the locker room. But I think Oregon's locked in here. I mean, I haven't looked at this game too much because I really do think Oregon's going to go in and just handle business.
Yeah, I only mentioned this because it was a top 20 matchup. Yeah, I think Oregon wins this, Chris, pretty easily. It's in Eugene. I believe it's the 3:30 game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So CBS's game for the Big Ten.
I mean, the spread's 21 right now.
God, that's bad. I felt like Illinois did play good against Penn State. I guess I know they lost by 2 touchdowns, but they did keep it close in Penn State and Happy Valley. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a blowout. Chris, we're going to save your game for last real quick. Number 5, Texas. Number 25, Vandy in Nashville. Does Vandy do what they did at Alabama? And does Texas overlook Vanderbilt like Alabama did?
Hey, this is a big fucking game right here. I do think Texas goes in, handles business. I mean, we've seen Alabama's defense. I don't think it is what it is. I think Texas is definitely going to. I think Texas right now is watching that Alabama Vanderbilt game right now and not letting Pavia. Pavia's not going to have the game that he had against Alabama against Texas. And Texas is going to be fucking angry.
I was about to say, I feel bad for Vanderbilt because Texas is pissed off. And this is no shot at Vanderbilt. Their pass rushers, their defense, it's not Georgia. It's not made up to the elite talent, the elite level of athleticism and God sheer talent that Georgia has. Georgia made us look like kids. Our offensive line is better than what we did against Georgia, and they're going to show why they have been a good offensive line. And I feel bad for their offense because our defense did good against Georgia. Our defense was fine. I get it. We gave up 30 points. They were gassed. They were getting tired because our offense cost them. I feel bad for this offense. I believe our boys are going to come out, and they're going to come out swinging. We're not going to need that stupid safety net for our fans. I mean, shit, we might storm the field. It's going to be our stadium anyways.
Yeah, it's going to – I think it's going to be another false hope game. I think Texas offense might come off a little slow. They usually do. I mean, they came off slow against Oklahoma. They came off slow against Georgia. And then I think they come off slow again. And I think Vanderbilt's going to capitalize on that. But I think Texas is going to run away with it.
Yeah, me too. And Chris, this is the big one now. Saturday night, 7:30, College Station, number 8 LSU, number 14 Texas A&M. The winner of this game is in first place in the SEC through 9 weeks of the college football season. The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, I truthfully think that LSU is going to go in. I think it's going to be close to start, and then I think LSU is going to run away with it. The defense is just playing LSU defense, what it's supposed to be. Blake Baker has these boys tuned in. Whit Weeks, they're calling him the Chunky Badger, the Honky Badger. I mean, he's playing lights out these past 2 games. He's been playing outstanding. The offensive line for LSU they're playing amazing as well. I think South Carolina's defensive line is way better than Texas A&M's defensive line, and we didn't allow a sack. The offensive line didn't allow a sack during that game. I don't think what's his fucking name? Weeman? Where the fuck Texas A&M is quarterback? I don't think he's been playing great. I mean, he had 2 turnovers against State. Should have been 5. I don't know if you watched any of that game. Should have been 5. Texas A&M is going to go into this game trying to run the ball, keep the ball out of Garrett Nussmeier's hands. And right now, LSU's who's balling?
Garrett is balling.
Garrett is balling. Garrett is balling. I mean, 0 touchdowns last game, but I mean, he literally took what he had to take against Arkansas. I mean, I don't know if you watched any of that game, but I mean, they were giving the hitch route. Yeah, they were giving the hitch route to Garrett the whole time. I mean, it was an easy 8 yards to Lacey or Anderson that whole game. So I don't think Texas A&M's offense is set up to have a shootout, and LSU offense clearly is.
Yeah, I'm an LSU Tiger for the night. I can't stand A&M. I think that they're just whiny
fucking
bitches.
Goobers.
Yeah, goobers. They have a fake military program. It looks like all the time out there. They're stupid. I just don't like it. I don't like the fact that they left the Big 12. I get it. We left the Big 12 too, but college football is different nowadays. It's been like that. But they left the Big 12 for the SEC originally. They think that they run the state. They think they're all that, and I don't like them. I get it. It's College Station's tough. I still think it's an overrated crowd a little bit. I don't think it's as challenging as people want to say it is. I get it's a lot of people, but no, I think LSU wins this game, and I think LSU takes the SEC right now through 9 weeks. It will be them, and then a couple of teams tied with 1 loss. Chris, and Go X Tigers. I'm going Tigers here. STTB. STTD, STTDB. That's what I'm saying here.
Exactly. I mean, and if LSU can win this game, I mean, we go into a bye week. We play Alabama, which we all know Alabama isn't what Alabama is. I mean, we have an easy shot of winning out in the SEC, going
gonna
to
be a
this
fun
SEC championship.
Veterans Day weekend is gonna be fun Saturday night.
It will be
a
fun.
Saturday night game.
And I know we just shit on Texas A&M, but I mean, I do have to give a shout out to Mike Elko. I mean, think about what he's done with this program right now.
I'll give him
I
that.
mean,
No, I give him some love there. I just don't like A&M. It's maybe it was the Jimbo. Maybe it was the Jimbo era. I just didn't like.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, he took over this program, and now they're battling for first place in the SEC in Mike Elko's first year. I mean, who would have fucking circled this game on their calendar and was like, "This is who's gonna be in first place," you know?
But I have a question though. You know, we give Texas shit for their SEC schedule. Has A&M played anyone in the SEC? Honestly,
They played.
They played Florida.
They played Missouri, didn't they?
But we all shit on
They
Missouri
played-
every single week. I get it. They're ranked. I'm not saying Missouri is trash, but you know, no one on the show or no one in the Discord is quick to defend Missouri. They always they shit on Missouri easily. I mean, they played Florida,
Yeah, no, I mean,
played State.
barely won against State, which State is terrible. No, I mean, I agree with you. I think Texas A&M kind of had the same path that LSU had, and we both lost to out of conference games. We didn't look our best, what we thought everyone was gonna be, and then we handled business with the games that were in front of us.
You hear me? Okay, I was looking.
Yeah,
at
I
you
hear
too.
you.
Look like I was frozen. Yeah, I same path like you said. You both lost week one. They lost to the Irish. You guys lost to USC. USC is now completely falling apart. Irish are still hanging around. Obviously, way different teams from week 1 to week 9. I think your defense has gotten better too. By the way, your defense is playing a lot better the last couple of weeks than it did the first few weeks of the season.
Well, I mean, that's like a big thing that like everybody. I mean, I know you don't listen to anything, but I mean, I listen to a shit ton of LSU podcasts during the week, and I mean, that's been the talk around LSU is what has the defense turned around after Harold Perkins went out? And like, don't get me wrong, Harold Perkins like hell of a player, but once he got injured, I mean, the defense stepped up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't wait, Chris. I'm going to watch this game. It's probably going to be on my tablet. It's the same time as the World Series, which they get priority this weekend from me when it comes to Saturday night. There's a reason being, but Chris, I want to say nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm wearing a beer shirt myself. I'm wearing a Coors Banquet.
Nice. I feel kind of bad because I'm wearing a Guinness shirt, but I'm drinking Modelo. Two very different
same
kinds
colors.
of beers.
Kind of the same colors, though, isn't it? Like can wise, or like you see brown and white on your shirt. Looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I mean, one
had a beer at work today. It was very, very nice.
Saw
to have
that.
a beer.
Saw that. That must be nice.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it too. You work from home. So.
I can't do it from. I do it sometimes, occasionally. I don't. If anybody's listening.
Yeah, you don't do that. But no, Chris, fun episode. I was talking to Doc last night. I'm going to bring my computer to Florida. It's 100% sure we're going to do a show next week. It's just I'm going to bring it for precautionary. Luke did text me. He's like, "Damn, no one's reliable, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, you said it, not me." You know, I was like, well, I was not the unreliable tonight one too because my internet took a shit on me. So it was fitting. I agree with Luke. I was like, yeah, you guys are all getting me right now with these solo shows potentially. Because I told Luke, I was like, hey, nobody's on. Chris is gonna be late if he's on. He's like, damn. I was like, yeah. I know. He's like, I could do 45 minutes. Like, deal. 15 minutes in,
Cut out.
frozen. Yeah. And hey, hotspot's working now. I'm gonna turn it off. Hopefully, see my internet's working. I try calling. It's been busy, so don't know what that means. So, but
hell of a show. Glad we got to do it.
Yeah, I got to do a show and a quarter. Like I said, we got to talk some of the things a couple times, but hey, it is what it is. Chris, good luck this week to your teams. I don't know which way you're leaning towards the Saints. Sounds like you want Dennis Allen fired. So if you want them to lose, hopefully you lose. I will preferably want you to lose anyways. And then good luck to the Tigers. I'm actually rooting for the LSU Tigers this week.
Thanks, my man. Good luck to the Yankees.
Thank you. We will be here tomorrow night. If you want to hop on the MLB NBA episode, we're going to talk about. That's up to you.
Yeah, I got a lot to talk about.
You can do your prediction. You can do your predictions too. Who you think's to win the World Series? Who you think's to win the World Series MVP? Why you like the Dodgers? Why you like the Yankees? I mean, all rise for the judge. I'm predicting right now, Aaron Judge is going to be the World Series MVP. So you heard it here first. Aaron Judge is winning the World Series MVP.
Heard it here first, folks.
But, Chris, like I said, good luck this weekend with everything. If we are here next week, can't wait to be back here Tuesday night. If not, we will see you the following week, by the way, which leads then into Veterans Day weekend, which then leads into the bachelor party. Shout out to our main man, Luke, as he's getting married this January. Can't wait to be there in Tennessee for the bachelor party. But I'm Mark Davis. That's Chris Gemeinhart. Shout out to the rest of the boys and everyone that listened tonight. This is All at the Balls podcast. Have a good night and have a good weekend.